All right, let's talk about Hamlet. Today, we are diving right into the very moments that light the fuse on one of the greatest tragedies ever written.
So you've got to understand that in the world of this play, a father's command isn't just a suggestion. It's like a law of physics. It shapes who you are, what you do, your entire destiny.
But here's the thing. These commands, they're not always simple. They can get tangled up, they can contradict each other, and they can create these impossible traps that are way more of a curse than a guide.
So that's the big question we're tackling. We're going to look at two completely different commands given to two different children in this court. And we're going to see exactly how they combine to start a fire that burns the whole kingdom down.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the king's chief advisor, Polonius. He's a man who weaves this intricate web of control all around his family, and it's all about what's happening right here, right now, in the real world. Now just look at the difference here. It's kind of wild. For his son, Laertes, who's heading off to France, he gives all this great, worldly advice. Stuff to help him be his own man. To thine own self be true. But for his daughter, Ophelia, whoa, it's a totally different story. It's not advice, it's a list of rules. Strict commands telling her what to do, who not to trust, and basically stripping her of any real choice.
And what's her response to all this? Just 4 little words. I shall obey, my lord. That's it. Simple, total obedience. Because really, in this court, what other choice does she have? Now, I want you to file that away, because it's the complete opposite of how Hamlet is going to react to his own command.
So what's Polonius's whole deal about? It's all about appearances, reputation, and controlling the family's social status. It's practical, it's political, and it's completely rooted in the material world. A very worldly command for what he sees as a worldly problem.
All right, now let's just shift gears completely. We're leaving the scheming of the court, and we're heading out to the cold, foggy battlements of Elsinore Castle. The stakes here are about to get raised from, social climbing to eternal damnation. So Hamlet's out there, and he's confronted by the ghost of his own father. This isn't worldly advice anymore. This is a voice from beyond the grave, and it's about to bring a revelation that will absolutely shatter Hamlet's entire reality.
And the ghost just drops bomb after bomb. First off, that whole story about a snake bite? Nope, total lie. He was murdered, and who did it? His own brother, Claudius, who is now the king. And not only was he murdered, he was killed without getting his last rites, meaning his soul is now in jeopardy. This isn't just a crime, it's a foul, strange, and unnatural act with cosmic consequences.
So what's it all been leading to? This. The ghost gives Hamlet his mission, and it seems crystal clear. Revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. And back then, this was the son's heroic duty. It was expected. It's a direct call to action. But wait, there's a catch, and it is a huge one. A tragic twist. Right alongside that command for bloody, violent revenge, the ghost adds another rule. Do not, under any circumstances, harm your mother. Don't even think badly of her. Leave her to heaven. In one breath, Hamlet is told to be a pagan avenger and a Christian son. Talk about a conflict.
So what do you even do with an impossible, supernatural order like that? Well, you don't just say, I shall obey. No, Hamlet's response is way more complex and, frankly, way more dangerous. He comes up with a strategy. He's going to put on an anti-disposition. Basically, he decides to act. He's going to pretend to be completely insane. It's like putting on a mask or a costume that lets him spy on the court and figure things out without anyone suspecting his true, deadly purpose.
And he tells his friends about this plan almost immediately, which is so important because it signals to us, the audience, that this madness, at least at the beginning, is a conscious choice. It's a tactic. He's making a deliberate shift from a man who values truth to a man who performs insanity.
This is such a huge moment for Hamlet. He just learned that his uncle can smile and be a villain. He's realized the world of Denmark is corrupt, and it's all about seeming to be one thing while being another. So what does he do? He decides to fight fire with fire. He's going to use the very tool of his enemy against them.
Okay, so let's tie this all together, because this brings us right back to the core problem, that impossible moral knot that the ghost's command created. It's the dilemma that haunts Hamlet and honestly drives the entire rest of the play. Think about it. He is well and truly trapped. He's caught between two powerful, conflicting ideas about what it means to be a good son, a good man,
a good prince. He's in a spiritual and psychological corner.
On one hand, you have the Christian ideal, which says be patient, suffer, don't commit murder, and leave judgment to God. But on the other hand, you have this older, heroic ideal, which demands that a son take up arms and get swift, violent revenge for his father. This is the battle that is literally raging inside Hamlet's mind.
And here's the real kicker, isn't it? How can he possibly get full revenge on Claudius, who married his mother, without also judging his mother for being part of that incestuous marriage? You can't separate the two. The command to leave her to heaven makes a clean, simple revenge absolutely impossible.
So you really have to ask yourself, maybe the tragedy of Hamlet isn't his famous hesitation. Maybe the real tragedy is that he was given a mission that was designed to fail from the very beginning. He was put in a corner with no moral way out. The tragedy, then, wasn't sealed in the final bloody act, but in the very first command, an impossible mission that doomed him from the start.